Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, and this is Coding with Chandler. For those of you guys who don't already know, I make coding tutorials and help people get their feet wet into the IT industry. I went to Grand Circus and I went to 6 different job interviews just to get a job as a software engineer. Today's topic is going to be a really good one. I know a lot of people are very nervous for interviews, and a lot of people don't know how to properly present themselves in an interview or how to make their likelihood of getting the job a little higher. So today's video is going to have a few tips that can really help you out during a job interview. You may be thinking, well, what makes you reliable? I've been to 6 of them in like the past 5 months. So here is a huge tip, and this can really make you stand out, is be 100% prepared. Don't just come with a copy of your resume. Bring a folder or like one of those weird like portfolio folder things, and bring more than one copy of your resume just in case you're getting interviewed by more than one person, or they want to pass your resume on, or if they lose it. That folder should also have maybe a business card if you have one. If you don't, I'm sure that's fine, but it just makes you look a little more professional to have one. If you have any letter of recommendations, make sure you print that out as well and slide that in that folder. It makes you look like you are professional, and it overall brings out the experience that you have. It makes it look like you're a reliable person as a whole. And then lastly, if you can, print out something that showcases your experience. A good idea is to print out like maybe a copy of a project that you did. When I was back at Grand Circus in the boot camp, we did a cool project, so I decided to print out like the front page, like the home page of that project. It was a web application that we built, and I explained to them, hey, like this is the web application I built. I know you can't see it on the computer right now, but this is what it is, this is what it does. So it just kind of makes you look more reliable. Number 2 is to do your research on the company prior to your interview, and then ask questions that are deeper about the company. This shows that you show interest in learning. They want somebody who wants to benefit the company, so I think doing your research on that company and asking questions about it so that you can learn more makes you look like a good listener. It makes you look passionate. So I think a good idea is to go to that company's website, read the about page, read about the people who work there. I think it gives you a higher chance in an interview. And that leads to my next one, is to ask personal questions as well. You don't always have to ask questions that are related to the company, but you could always ask for advice. Like, what is your advice for someone who's just starting off here? How do I grow along with the company? What can I do to help the company grow? Things like that can really make you stand out. Number 4, somehow and in some way, you must show that you are passionate. Like I said, nobody wants to hire somebody that's just there for the money and just there to get paid and be another worker bee. But yeah, make sure that you show that you're passionate in some way. Make sure you bring something to the table. For example, for my tech interviews, of course, I always brought up that I have a coding channel called Coding with Chandler, and doing something other than going to school for it, like having a YouTube channel that teaches people how to code or building projects, that shows that you're passionate about it. It shows that you are working towards being something better than you were yesterday. And actually teaching other people about it, which is what I do. I usually make coding tutorials. That shows that I have an interest in coding, and it shows that I want to help other people learn as well, and that just makes you look like a passionate person overall. So make sure you're doing something on the side within that field that shows that you're passionate. So I don't know, if you want to be a cosmetologist or something, make sure you're doing other people's makeup, I guess, taking before and after photos, putting that in your resume. If you want to be a web developer, make sure you start freelancing or something, building websites for people. Yeah, so just do something on the side that really shows your passion, because if you're just somebody that, you know, graduated and has a degree like everybody else, I don't really think that shows too much. Not that like you're not good enough or anything, that has nothing to do with anything, but you really gotta separate yourself from the thousands of people that are doing the same exact thing as you. And then the last one is kind of obvious. You should look a little presentable, look like you care, because if you go in the interview and looking unprofessional, they're not going to have a great first impression of you, and first impressions they're an actual thing. So I'm not saying to dress too formal, because that can look like you're trying too hard. It looks unnatural, and it looks like you're pretending to be someone you're not. So you should definitely look yourself, but just make sure that you work at making your first impressions as good as you can. Anyways, that is my last tip. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that helped, by the way. In the future, I'm going to make another video on interviews and what to expect from them, because I've gone to so many of them, and a lot of them, I must say, ask a lot of similar questions too. So I'm going to make a video in the future on like the questions that are asked and how to properly answer them. But that is all I have for today. I will see you guys next week. If you have any video ideas, make sure you comment them down below, and that is all I have for today. Thanks.